It happens so fast the palace barely has time to dress it up as routine. 2 minutes ago, Prince William blocks Camilla's royal wedding anniversary plans cleanly, decisively, and without a public scene. No speeches. No press statement. Just one firm intervention that stops the plan in its tracks. And when William moves like that, it's never about calendars. It's about boundaries, legitimacy, and control. Because this anniversary wasn't just a celebration, it was a message Camilla wanted the country to absorb. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. At first, the palace tries to contain it the way it always does, with calm faces and quiet corrections. But the building reacts like it has been struck. Aides scramble in clipped silence. Schedules that were confirmed minutes earlier are suddenly rewritten, then rewritten again as if changing paper can change what just happened. Calls are rerouted to private secretaries who suddenly become unavailable, and the most telling sign appears in the smallest detail. People stop speaking freely. They start choosing their words like they're stepping around broken glass. Because an anniversary plan doesn't collapse this fast unless someone with real authority decided it had to. The reason it matters is bigger than the event itself. Royal wedding anniversaries are not just romance, they are legitimacy theatre. A carefully staged reminder of who sits at the centre, who is celebrated, and what the public is supposed to accept as permanent. Camilla's plan wasn't only about marking a date, it was about public acceptance, about building a warm narrative that makes her position feel inevitable, unchallengeable, and woven into the monarchy's emotional memory. In royal life, emotion is not just feeling. Emotion is power. If the public feels something long enough, the palace can turn that feeling into precedent. William understands that, and that's why his intervention lands like a line drawn through the middle of the palace. His move feels protective because he is guarding the future of the crown and the stability of what comes next, but it also feels confrontational and deeply personal. William doesn't block a plan like this unless he believes the stakes are dangerous. He isn't simply saying no to a celebration. He is refusing to let Camilla use that celebration to expand influence, to normalize presence, and to anchor herself even deeper at the center through soft optics no one can reverse later. And then the foreshadowing hits. William has intel. Not suspicion. Not discomfort. Something concrete enough to make the plan too risky to allow, even for a day. That is why the intervention is clean and fast. He doesn't leave space for negotiation. He doesn't offer a compromise. He stops it. People around him can feel that this isn't about taste or tone. It's about a line that was about to be crossed, something embedded in the plan that would have carried consequences far beyond a single anniversary. The first split forms almost instantly, and it's quiet but unmistakable. Some staff and courtiers instinctively defend Camilla's right to celebrate, leaning on the language of unity and respect. They treat William's block as if it's unfair, harsh, even unnecessary. Others go still, because they recognize William's refusal as a warning signal. They fear he is right. They fear the plan wasn't innocent. And when that fear spreads, it changes everything, because now the palace isn't debating a celebration, it's debating motive. The quiet implication becomes clearer with every whispered correction and every tightened glance. The anniversary was designed to normalize Camilla's influence at the center. Not by demanding it, but by wrapping it in warmth. A soft stage, a public-facing moment with carefully chosen symbolism. The kind of event that produces images that last forever. Images that can be replayed whenever legitimacy is questioned. When those images exist, resisting later becomes harder, because the public doesn't remember the debate. It remembers the photo, it remembers the smile, it remembers the story it was shown. And that is why William's refusal terrifies people who understand the machine. Because he is stopping not just an event, but a narrative being planted. He is preventing a message from entering the public bloodstream, one that would have made Camilla feel more permanent than ever. And when you block a narrative like that, you don't just disappoint someone. You challenge a strategy. Then comes the cliffhanger, the detail that makes even experienced insiders swallow hard. William hints carefully, deliberately, that the plan contained an element that crossed a line. He doesn't say what it is, not yet. He doesn't need to. The fact that he hints at it at all is enough to confirm one thing: this was never about flowers, speeches, or celebration. This was about positioning so bold it required intervention from a future king. The palace feels the weight of that unspoken detail, because everyone knows what it means when William refuses to explain he is protecting something bigger than optics. He is protecting a truth that could blow the entire plan apart if it were named. And as the palace tries to frame it as a harmless adjustment, William's next move makes it clear this wasn't a change, it was a warning. No one says power play. They say tradition, they say appropriate, they say it would mean so much. But in royal life, polite words can be weapons. Camilla's anniversary plan is presented as harmless, warm, respectful, even unifying. William hears what it really is, a test. If he allows it, it becomes proof that Camilla's center position is untouchable. If he blocks it, he becomes the villain who ruined a sacred moment. And that's exactly why the plan was designed this way. The plan doesn't arrive with arrogance, it arrives with softness, routed through trusted channels so it looks inevitable, like it's already been approved in spirit and only needs the final stamp. A gentle message from the right person. A supportive note framed as sentiment. A reminder delivered with a smile that quietly assumes compliance. This is how royal pressure works at its most effective: make the outcome feel pre-agreed, so refusal looks like betrayal, not caution. William recognizes the trick instantly. The language is all unity and respect, but the intent is control. The plan is presented as a simple anniversary moment, a healing gesture, a public-facing sign of harmony. Yet William knows what harmony can hide. He hears the deeper message: accept this, and you accept the story being told about who belongs at the center. Accept this, and you help cement Camilla's position in a way that will be difficult to question later, without being accused of cruelty. And if you resist, you don't just resist Camilla, you resist the entire machine that wants the public to stop seeing her as controversial and start seeing her as inevitable. That's when the intermediaries enter, and the air tightens. Catherine is approached with careful warmth, subtle reminders about what the public needs, what the family should show, what the country would appreciate. Anne's name hovers in conversations like an unspoken warning, as though William should consider who might interpret his resistance as disloyalty. Senior staff begin framing the plan as already in motion, already being prepared, already discussed, so William feels the social weight of stopping it. Nobody corners him with shouting. They corner him with politeness and timing, because timing is often the sharpest weapon of all. And then, the implied deadline appears, like a soft ultimatum wrapped in courtesy. It must be confirmed today. Not because the logistics demand it, but because the narrative demands it. The speed is the giveaway. The urgency doesn't belong to romance or remembrance. It belongs to strategy. Someone wants the message locked in before William can pull it apart, before questions can grow, before the plan can be slowed down long enough for people to notice the way it positions Camilla, the way it places her at the center of something that will be recorded, repeated, and remembered as history. William refuses, and the palace reacts like a system catching itself from slipping. Instant damage control meetings, quiet calls to clarify, staff scrambling not to fix the plan, but to fix the optics of the plan being blocked. People start talking about sensitivity and tone and the best way forward, as if the real problem isn't what Camilla wanted, but the fact William dared to stop it. The effort to control the story becomes immediate, because everyone understands what a blocked anniversary plan could imply: internal conflict. A fracture. A refusal so strong it suggests something darker beneath the surface. Then Camilla's circle begins isolating William socially and politically, not with obvious aggression, but with the quiet tactics that leave no fingerprints. Meetings become harder to access. Friendly faces become cautious. Messages stop coming directly and start arriving through intermediaries. Invitations are adjusted. Allies suddenly busy. The world around William subtly shrinks, as if the palace is reminding him that power doesn't need to shout to punish. It can simply withhold. It can slow you down. It can make your life harder while smiling as if nothing is happening. And through all of it, William holds the line with the kind of calm that scares people more than anger ever could. Because calm means he's decided. Calm means he's not bluffing. He warns quietly, deliberately, that once the message is seen, it can't be reversed. Once the anniversary moment exists in public memory, it becomes precedent. It becomes proof. It becomes a tool that can be used later to silence objections. If the country absorbs the image of Camilla at the center of a sacred royal celebration, then anyone challenging her later will be painted as the one attacking love, unity, and tradition. William understands that trap, and he refuses to step into it. The tension is that William isn't just blocking an event, he is blocking an emotional narrative designed to neutralize resistance. And that's why the plan was crafted so carefully, because it forces him into a lose-lose position. Allow it, and the story becomes permanent. Block it, and he becomes the villain. William chooses to be the villain if that's what it takes to protect the crown's future. But he doesn't stop there because he knows this isn't finished. But William doesn't just block the plan, he reveals why Camilla wanted this specific anniversary moment so badly, and the mood turns dangerous. William explains what most people never consider. Royal anniversaries aren't simply about love, they're about legitimacy. They're about rewriting what the public accepts as normal at the heart of the monarchy. Who is honoured, who is praised, who is photographed at the centre, those details become history. And William believes Camilla's plan wasn't meant to celebrate marriage at all. It was meant to cement her status permanently, using symbolism so powerful that resisting later would look impossible. That's the split between public reality and private reality, and it's where this turns from family into strategy. To the public, an anniversary plan looks harmless, warm smiles, respectful tributes, a moment of unity that feels like progress. But William sees what it would truly be inside royal language: legacy positioning. A carefully staged reminder that Camilla sits firmly at the centre, not as a controversial figure tolerated by tradition, but as a permanent pillar of it. The plan isn't designed to make people feel happy. It's designed to make people feel certain. Certain that the monarchy has moved on. Certain that Camilla's place is unquestionable. Certain that the past has been rewritten into a neat, acceptable story. William insists there are boundaries for that kind of messaging, some written in protocol, but others sacred and unwritten, guarded by instinct and precedent rather than paper. There are lines about what can be celebrated publicly, who gets framed as the moral centre, and what symbols are allowed to represent the heart of the institution. William's refusal isn't just "I don't like this," it's "you don't get to use that symbol." And the moment he says it, the air changes, because it means he is defending more than taste. He is defending the monarchy's internal rules about legitimacy. Then comes the foreshadow. William hints he has evidence of a planned camera moment. Not something crude, something elegant, and therefore far more dangerous. A position chosen for maximum impact. A sequence designed to create a photograph that will live forever. A line in the program that seems ordinary, but would place Camilla in the most central frame at exactly the right second. He doesn't reveal the details, but he doesn't have to. The very idea that it was planned makes it feel less like celebration and more like choreography. Catherine feels the risk immediately, and her fear is not about whether William is right, it's about what happens when you expose a plan like that. She fears a war inside the family, not fought with shouting but with access, influence, and quiet punishment. She knows the public won't understand the difference between protection and hostility. She knows the headlines will simplify it into drama. And she knows the palace will punish whoever makes the institution look divided, even if that division was forced by someone else's power play. William hints there's a trail too. Someone made a mistake that exposed the plan. A message sent through the wrong channel, a note too confident in its assumptions, a scheduling detail that revealed urgency where there should have been none. He doesn't call it a conspiracy, he calls it what it is, evidence of intent. And once intent is proven, the plan can no longer be defended as meaningful. It becomes tactical. The looming clock makes everything sharper. The anniversary would have cemented imagery forever. One broadcast moment can become a permanent reference point, used for years to silence objections. Look how accepted she was. Look how central she was. Look how normal it was. William understands that once that image exists, it doesn't matter what anyone privately thinks. The public memory wins. And public memory is the strongest kind of power the monarchy has. Then comes the darkest implication of all. William suggests the late Queen would never have approved it. He doesn't say it to shock, he says it as if he believes it with absolute certainty. And that statement doesn't just challenge Camilla's plan, it challenges the moral permission behind it. It implies the plan would have crossed a line not merely of taste, but of legacy. Camilla doesn't need to scream to win. Her power is quieter, and that's what makes it terrifying. Once whispers spread that William blocked her anniversary plan, subtle shifts ripple through the palace. Meetings get rescheduled. Friendly faces become cautious. Private channels go silent. William feels it instantly, the net tightening. Anne calls it the countergame. When you can't force someone to obey, you shrink their world until obedience feels like relief. It starts with soft retaliation that can be denied with smiles. Staff reassigned for efficiency. Calls filtered for scheduling. Calendars altered as if time itself has become a weapon. Catherine senses isolation, usual allies suddenly busy, suddenly cautious, suddenly careful with their words like they're afraid of being quoted. William feels pressure through roles, relevance, and institutional levers that can be tightened without any announcement. He feels the message beneath it all. You may be the future, but you still have to live inside the machine. Anne's advice is brutal survival logic. Stay united, speak less, move faster, assume surveillance. And then the foreshadow lands like a chill. A loyalist near William may already be feeding details back to Camilla. Not necessarily out of love, but out of fear of choosing the losing side. The emotional tension deepens, because William doesn't just fear for himself, he fears for George and the family's stability. He fears what this kind of war does to children who never asked to be symbols. But William reveals the twist that changes the rhythm. He anticipated the countergame. He expected the net to tighten, which means he didn't block the anniversary plan as a single act. He blocked it as the first move in a larger strategy. A preemptive move designed to deny Camilla the optics she wanted and force the fight onto ground she can't control as easily. And just when everyone expects William to retreat into diplomacy, he does the opposite. He prepares to escalate. This is where it stops being polite and becomes personal. William doesn't just block a plan, he draws a boundary around the future of the crown. Catherine urges caution, but William calls caution what it has become, fear dressed as diplomacy. He refuses to let an anniversary celebration become a legitimacy play written for the cameras. And then William says the line that shakes the room: this isn't love, it's strategy. The words hang in the air because they strip the situation down to its naked truth. This was never meant to be a simple anniversary. It was meant to be a public seal. A carefully staged moment that tells the country, without ever saying it directly, that Camilla's place is permanent, central, and beyond dispute. William frames his refusal as protection of legacy, not cruelty. Yet the emotion underneath is unmistakable. It's the emotion of someone who has watched the monarchy survive by controlling optics, and who now refuses to let optics be used to rewrite the crown's future. Catherine tries to slow it down, not because she doubts him, but because she can already see the consequences marching forward like shadows. Backlash that will arrive wrapped in politeness. Humiliation disguised as miscommunication. The long-term fallout that doesn't explode once, but erodes them steadily. Friends who go quiet. allies who become cautious, doors that stop opening without explanation. Catherine fears how easily the public will misunderstand. She fears headlines that simplify everything into drama. She fears how quickly William will be painted as the man who ruined a sacred moment and embarrassed the king's household. And she fears what happens when you make someone powerful look weak in royal life. They don't forgive. They wait. But William doesn't bend, because he believes bending is how the trap closes. He refuses to let an anniversary celebration become a legitimacy play written for the cameras. And that refusal isn't impulsive. It's calculated. He implies he knows what Camilla planned to signal something subtle, not a blatant statement, but a symbol embedded into the event like a needle hidden in silk. A positioning choice. A particular phrase. A photo arrangement designed to live forever. The kind of soft message that turns into public memory before anyone realizes it's been planted. William's calm makes it more frightening, because calm means he's decided what he is willing to risk. That's when Anne backs him, and the support lands like steel. Anne doesn't speak like someone who wants conflict. She speaks like someone who understands precedent. She reinforces why the boundary matters long-term, because once the palace creates an image, that image becomes permission. And permission becomes expansion. Today it's an anniversary. Tomorrow it's a new tradition. Next year it's an expectation. Anne's agreement with William signals that this isn't just a family disagreement, it's a defense of how legitimacy is managed inside the monarchy, and a warning that the line must be drawn now, or it will never be drawn at all. A private pact forms in that moment, quiet, heavy, unmistakable. Not a dramatic oath, but a shared understanding between William and key allies that the next move cannot be soft. And foreshadowing sits inside that pact. William's escalation will come with regret and conditions, because he knows the cost won't land only on him. It will touch Catherine. It will touch their work. It will touch the stability they've fought to maintain. Yet he commits anyway, because he believes the alternative is worse, allowing Camilla to gain permanent ground through a celebratory illusion that cannot be reversed once the country absorbs it. Then William hints at the final poison in the room. Camilla's camp already leaked a counter-story. A narrative seeded in advance, prepared specifically for the moment William resisted. A version of events designed to make him look cruel, controlling, bitter, disloyal, anything except principled. That detail alone proves the plan wasn't innocent. It was engineered, not just staged. Engineered with a punishment ready for defiance. Camilla moves like a shadow, no warning, no public confrontation, just consequences that feel impossible to explain. William senses it immediately. Doors close, that used to be open. Friends go cold. Private conversations get misunderstood by the right people. Then comes the real strike, a rumor designed to stain William's credibility, making him look controlling, bitter, and disloyal, anything except what he truly is. The reputation erosion is swift and surgical. Trust tightens overnight. Access becomes harder. Catherine panics because she can see the cost landing immediately on relationships, on influence, on the fragile network that keeps their work possible without constant conflict. Neutrals choose silence to stay safe, and that silence feels like betrayal because it signals one truth: people are afraid to be seen standing with William. Anne's response is cold clarity. You're already in the fire. Not to scare them, but to stop them from pretending there's still a safe exit. And while the palace tries to suffocate him with quiet consequences, William's restraint hardens into resolve. He stops trying to be understood by people committed to misunderstanding him. He stops negotiating with optics. Because he realizes the smear is not a sign he made a mistake, it's proof he blocked something powerful. Proof he disrupted a plan that mattered. That's when he delivers the cliffhanger that changes everything. He has evidence. Something that could flip the narrative instantly. Not an emotion. Not a rumor. Proof that explains why Camilla wanted this moment in the first place, and why the anniversary was never about love at all. Because William isn't just blocking an anniversary plan anymore, he's about to expose why Camilla wanted this moment in the first place. William prepares a strike so severe it doesn't just threaten Camilla, it threatens the entire royal machine that protects her. Catherine fears the collateral damage, charities, patronages, public trust, everything could burn. Anne warns that the illusion of unity is already dying, and the truth is the only way to save what's left. And now Camilla is forced toward a choice: step back quietly, or risk a public unraveling that will stain the anniversary forever. William frames it as protection of legacy, but everyone closest to him can feel the personal heat underneath. Because this isn't abstract anymore. This is about being pushed, cornered, smeared, and then expected to smile for the cameras while someone else uses the palace like a stage. William has reached the point where keeping peace starts to look like surrender. And Catherine, even as she stands beside him, can feel the cost rising like a wave. If this turns public, everything could burn: charities that depend on public goodwill, patronages that rely on stability, the fragile trust that keeps the monarchy from looking like a family at war. The clock makes it worse. The anniversary isn't just a date, it's a moment designed to cement imagery permanently. One carefully staged appearance, one symbolic photograph, one line repeated in coverage. And suddenly Camilla's position becomes proven in the public mind. That's why William doesn't treat this like an argument, he treats it like a race against narrative. Because once the country absorbs the image, resisting later becomes impossible without sounding bitter. The image becomes a shield, and whoever controls the shield controls the story. So William's plan forms in coordinated steps, cold, precise and dangerous. Controlled leaks that don't scream scandal, but whisper pressure into the right corridors. Internal pressure applied through the quiet language of protocol: meetings requested, approvals withheld, subtle refusals that look like routine to outsiders but read like defiance to insiders. Symbolic refusals that send a message without announcing one. This isn't chaos, it's strategy. And Anne's presence in it is the sharpest edge of all, because she doesn't pretend unity still exists. She says it plainly: the illusion is dying already, and truth is the only thing left strong enough to hold the institution up. But the most ominous foreshadow settles over them, like a shadow someone close to the king may intervene to stop William. Not to protect Camilla out of love, but to protect the monarchy's surface from rupture. The palace fears fracture more than it fears manipulation. Catherine senses it in the quiet resistance that begins to form, the subtle attempts to slow them down, to manage them back into silence, a call that doesn't get returned, a meeting that gets delayed, a polite suggestion that sounds like advice but feels like a warning. Camilla, cornered now, is forced toward a choice, and that is where power becomes unpredictable. Step back quietly and preserve dignity, or escalate and risk a public unraveling that stains the anniversary forever. William knows cornered power doesn't retreat gently. It strikes. It looks for the weakest point. It turns private pressure into public shame. That's why the alliance around William feels like a pact made under threat, not comfort. They are not moving because they enjoy conflict. They are moving because standing still has become the most dangerous option. Then William delivers the cliffhanger that changes the room's gravity. He implies one detail could change everything. One element from the plan. One proof of intent. One undeniable piece of evidence that would reveal this anniversary was never about romance at all, it was about legitimacy. He doesn't reveal it yet, and that restraint is intentional. Because letting the other side imagine what you know can be more destabilizing than revealing it too early. The moment hits like thunder because it isn't announced, it's felt. William stands firm, the boundary unbroken, and every person there understands what that means. The monarchy's future has been protected from the wrong hands. Camilla's expression stays controlled, but the threat behind it is unmistakable. Catherine doesn't flinch. Anne doesn't soften. And the king's silence becomes the loudest sound of all, because in that silence lies the question that will haunt them: who is he protecting? Everything becomes symbolism. Where people stand, who speaks, who refuses to move. Silence becomes a weapon. Refusal becomes a statement stronger than any speech. Catherine's composure becomes the shock factor because she refuses to be broken by whispers, pressure, or the slow cruelty of isolation. William's decisive stance stuns insiders. No more diplomacy theatre, no more careful balancing, no more pretending this was a misunderstanding. Camilla's counterstrike is implied, not spoken, quiet, strategic, inevitable, like a promise hanging in the air. William's message is unmistakable. The crown's future will not be used. Yet the king's role remains unclear, and that uncertainty chills the entire room. Does he contain William to preserve surface unity, or does he protect Camilla to preserve the machine that enabled her? The outcome isn't shown, but the damage is permanent. Someone is about to fall. Because power never absorbs a challenge like this without demanding payment. And just when the palace thinks it can bury this, one final twist surfaces, because the anniversary was never the prize, it was the proof. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in next one.